What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and we haven't yet talked about these new banners that just dropped in Danmemo. So let's have a quick discussion here. Now, we talked a little bit yesterday about what these units are and what they do, but we really haven't talked in detail, and I think that's a major detriment here. So let's go ahead and kind of discuss this, all right? So first things first, we've got this new Dark Sword Eyes. I'd say dark because she's a dark unit, but the Sword of Hesitation Eyes. So stat-wise, 45-22 for HP is really good. She is a magic unit, so her magic is 20-49. Agility's a little bit low, but she's a single target unit, so it really doesn't matter. Remember, agility is really going to be more for like a war game situation. It has some effect in Record Buster, but not as much as you might think. Dex is 919, which once again is a little low, but not surprising for a magic unit. I'm sorry, 1016. I read the wrong numbers here. But 560 for endurance, about on average for like, physical units we see last year. Not bad for the current realm for a magic unit, but I always do argue that magic units just need a little bit more endurance. I hate seeing that magic units are just a tiny bit squishier than physical units. It drives me up the wall. But it's just personal quirks. So she is a Record Buster unit predominantly, and we'll cover predominantly here in a moment. But fast, for skill 1, it's fast mid-dark magic attack. Damage received type single target plus 30%. Self magic and dark attack damage plus 60% for 2 turns. With 4 additional actions, mid-dark magic attack and status debuffs, and foe status, status debuffs on foe and status buffs on allies, plus 2 turns. So, good skill there. The buffer application I do like. Basically what they're doing is they're taking that piece of Fianna's extra action and just applying it to eyes, and I really like that. Especially considering the fact that Fianna is time limited, so people that come into the game in a year or two, assuming the game's still running in a year or two, and can't get that unit, can't get her out of the general pool. So she's a unit that'll be useful for a very long time because of that. Allies, 30% HP heal and 30% HP regen, which is huge. Remember, HP heal happens on the turn. Regen happens at the end of the turn. So interesting stuff there. Dex and critical rate and guard rate plus 30%. Foe singular Dex, critical rate, and guard rate down 30%. So good stuff. We don't often see critical rate and guard rate being something you have to debuff on a foe, but it does happen. And this could be a clue as to what you're going to need going into Rivera's Record Buster. So, I'm not going to try to pronounce that one. Skill 3, foe singular super, slow super dark magic attack, damage 30% per each self magic, Dex, and critical rate buff skill. Now do the math on that. That's 30, 30, 30. That's 90, becomes 180% hit. That is a fantastic skill. Ultra critical rate, which means she's getting crits all the time, with an ally's ailment cure. Really important for Record Buster. Her SA is a foe singular Ultra Dark Magic Attack with 40% per self magic dex and critical rate buff skill. Ultra critical rate and allies magic plus 120% with dark attack damage plus 90%. So, here's where I'm at with this unit. I like this unit. I think that SA really lets her shine on like any number of magic teams. There are a few units. I mean, I'm thinking back to like the Earth Lazar when he first dropped. And even to this day, we still use him as leaders of teams just because that has his strength. I think his strength is 120. Anyway, his strength buff skill. Her having magic 120 with her own dark attack damage buff, well, all allies dark attack damage buff, means she'll work on any magic team and give herself enough dark damage that even if she's on like a light team or an earth team or a thunder team or whatever, she'll work. So this is a unit that you could use to lead any magic team. She's really, really, really good. I don't want to discount this unit. But there's a caveat to this, and I'll discuss here at the end. Let's talk about Finn, because Finn's another unit that I really did like. Okay? Phantom Spear, skill 1. Foes, plural, slow. Mid-thunder physical attack with ultra encounter rate, self, strength, agility, dex, and thunder attack damage, all plus 50% for 5 turns. Not groundbreaking, but nice. And 3 additional actions, mid-thunder physical attack, damage 40% per each target's physical resistance reduction skill and skill effect that increases damage type all targets. Here's the deal, and this is where this gets deadly. If you use this skill in Wargame, you come out of the gate, you buff this. Turn 2, if you have done your work right, that becomes 40, 80, 120, 160% hit. Doesn't matter that it's mid at that point. That mid attack literally just became one of your most amazing and phenomenal AoE attacks that exist. Now, downside is you got to get to turn 2 to use it. Not the first time we've seen this skill, in fairness. And being the Thunder team, I have been pretty critical of the Thunder team. It's not the best team out there by any stretch. No one's really using that team for much of anything at the moment. But, or I'm sure somebody is. There's going to be some argument in the comments. But pales in comparison to most teams out there right now. But I do have a feeling that Thunder is going to have their day soon. I've been calling this for years. I've said, X, Y, or Z team needs a big buff. Right before the last anniversary, I said Earth needs a big buff. Lazar literally did it single-handedly. Dark team needed a big buff. Asterius and several other units have really ramped up that team immensely. So, plus that team got a rebalance of a very old unit that really brought it back into consideration. So far, a fantastic banner. Skill 2, foes plural. Fast, removes damage reduction, attack all target, and physical resist down 40%. Damage received, attack all targets plus 40%. So in other words, if they have a skill that reduces damage received by all target attacks, that's removed, and then you apply these debuffs. Could be handy, especially in Wargame. Very handy in Wargame. Skill 3 is a foe singular high thunder physical attack. Damage plus 50% per each physical resist. Per each target's physical resistance. We're going to get through this. Physical resistance reduction skill. It's spring. Allergies are going to start popping off here shortly. I'm going to be lucky I get through a live video at some point here in the next week or two. 50% per each target's physical resistance reduction skill and skill effects that increase damage received, attack all targets. That easily becomes a 200% hit. But that is really only there for when that foe gets, or that opponent gets taunted. So it's really one of those like taunt punishment skills. It is something you could use in a lot of situations. But once again, due to the current, I guess, situation around Thunder, it's not a unit I'm going to use terribly often. Period. But in Wargame, I do see this unit shining. SA is foes plural. Ultra Thunder physical attack with temporary great strength boost. Ultra penetration rate removes status buffs in strength and magic and thunder resist down 50%. Does it say remove all status buffs? Just removes all status buffs. Strength, magic, and thunder resist down 50%. Damage received type single target plus 50%. Type single target plus 50%. Weird. Because he's an AoE. But that's like counters, and obviously that's like skill 3. Really like Finn. But I have to be fair and critical. Thunder Team really isn't there right now, and this unit's going into the general pool within the next month or two. So, consider that. We've got Rivera. We've got one other unit after this. Rivera is Dark Resist down 25% and Self Critical Rate plus 30% for instant effects. When attacked, low Dark Magic attack and Strength and Magic down 40% for 2 turns. Now, That's a full maximum break. I don't feel like covering an assist at anything more than full maximum break is worthwhile because the fall off is so great. Look at that. Dark resist down 17%. Critical rate goes to 20%, but that dark resist really kind of makes it kind of pointless to use. You could still use that for the strength of magic down 40%. It's totally doable. In fact, even at level 60. So it is possible to use this unit at level 60, but you're going to be, there's plenty of other units that are like her out there that can do the same thing. Here's the deal, guys. Non-time limited units. You know what? Before we do that, let's go over here and talk about Alicia, because she's the one unit we haven't talked about yet. Okay, Alicia is skill 1, foes plural, high light, magic attack with temporary magic boost, high penetration rate, counter rate, heal rate, and light resist down 40%. Self, magic agility plus 60%, and 3 additional actions, mid-light magic attack with damage 40% per each self, agility buff, skill, and ultra on guard rate on foes. Half the hitting power of Finn. She is a magic unit. Good units all around. These are fantastic units. Allies, fast, light attack damage plus 60%, and dark resist plus 40%. 10% MP heal, foes, strength, magic, and agility down 40% for 1 turn. Removes dark attack, damage, and light resistance buffs. Skill 3 is a foe's singular, super light magic attack with temporary great magic boost, ultra and guard rate, and allies ailment cure. SA. Foes plural, ultra light magic attack with temporary great magic boost, ultra and guard rate, removes physical resistance and magic resistance, and fire, water, thunder, earth, wind, light, and dark resistance buffs, and allies magic and light attack damage plus 90%. Her SA really turned me off of this unit. The fact that she does half the amount of damage as Finn in her extra action, her SA just being pretty abysmal, literally means even if you are crazy and you want to go into this banner for whatever reason, leave this banner the hell alone. Alicia is never going to be good. She pales in comparison to so many other light units out there. So, everybody else is on this banner. Finn, Eyes, and Rivera are both featured on this banner. All 3 featured on this banner. Should you hit this banner? And the answer is no. Very simply, no. Okay? These are not time-limited units. I know it says time-limited there, but that's just the banner itself. These are not time-limited units. A lot of people are speculating we have a Hero Festa banner or a Festa banner. I'm thinking we might have an assist coming up soon. We have a Festa banner coming up at some point. We already know that. It's in the roadmap. We've got the anniversary coming up in June. We are getting disturbingly close to that. We are less than 3 months away from that. The only way you would hit this banner is if you hit this banner alone, ignored the other banner, and honestly accepted the fact that Finn, as good as he is only a wargame unit and will be underperforming even at that, although he is still going to be... I think he's going to be a very favorable... I think a lot of, the whale teams will wind up using him. I do foresee Finn being extremely, extremely popular. Eyes is going to be mandatory if you want to get in the top 50 of this next record buster. But let's kind of pump the brakes for a moment and think about this logically. If you're free to play, is this what you want to do? Or do you want to sit and do you want to wait? Do you want to wait for a Festa banner? Do you want to wait for the units coming in June that are going to change the meta? Do you want to wait for these units to just go in the general pool and then pick them up on 2 and 3 star tickets? Use your monthly Prism Bonds. I buy my Prism Bonds every month at this point. Thanks, mostly part of the fact we get so many free gachas these days. There's so many reasons not to hit this banner, and I think, honestly, it's a fool's errand. So for me, I might go after Rivera. So I can come over here, drop $20, get my 1 guaranteed Rivera, and walk away, and I can just throw some Prism Bonds on here and be happy. It's a distinct possibility, and I might actually do it. So the reality is, for me, leave these banners the hell alone. walk away with your head held high, wait for the Festa. If the Festa doesn't happen, a lot of people have speculated a collab. I personally don't think it'll happen. I think if we were going to get a collab, we would know by now. It's April. We're in the US anniversary coming up soon. It would be advertised. I think right now, saving for the anniversary is the smartest maneuver you can do. Because the anniversary is no doubt going to have a Festa banner in every single part. This is going to be the most expensive anniversary from an Iris perspective that we have ever seen. So you want to plan accordingly. Yes, they generally do give us enough Iris to spend on it, but wouldn't it be nice to go in with the ability to do overdraws in case you just get completely shafted like some of us did last year? Leave this banner alone. Walk away. You don't need it. Use your light team. Get a top 500 score in record or in the current record buster. Save yourself the headache, guys. Like, comment, share. I'll be back with more Danmachi really soon. And actually, by the time this goes live, I'll probably already be live with this.